watching, the watcher's watching me. Cameras spinning, eyes, no place to be free. High towers whisper to the ground below. Promises broken where the taxes grow. C.S.I. watchdogs sniff the trail. Follow the lies where the big dogs fail. Truth uncovered, corruption's face. Tear down the mask in the shadow place. Tear down the mask in the shadow place.
Moving on, we will open up the public hearing bear with me as I read it. North Georgia Land Developers is requesting 6 parcels to be annexed into the City of Ringgold and to be zoned A1. The properties are located at tax map page 67, parcel 10, 11, 12, parcel 8, tax map 66, parcel 76A, and 74A. Is there anyone here I'll start with, I know we have 2 gentlemen. I'm assuming this is only a public hearing, so and the way we work is you have a 5-minute time limit, and if you would like to speak about this or any other item, you don't have to sign in. We like to sign in just so we have a record, but I will call first Mr. Stevens. And if you do come forward, we just ask for your name and your address.
Charlie Stevens, I'm here tonight to ask you, as a public servant, as a District 4 Commissioner, I'm asking you to deny the request due to several issues. The main issue is public safety down in off of Georgia 2 and 41. It's a huge concern of mine. We have done some work sessions with the Georgia DOT, and there's no plans for any relief down there. In the past 1 year, less than 1 year, we've had 11 accidents in that vicinity. And I know that in the past meetings, there've been some statements made that they're planning on setting on it and hope for the future that they can get it rezoned to something different to add homes or what have you down there and some small commercial. But I have a concern about the public safety of it, because when we dump more people in there, we're gonna have more traffic, and that means more accidents. Y'all are aware of that. You know, one of the things that I know we had as agreement with the City of Ringgold, we had a comprehensive plan that we agreed on in December of 25. We agreed to keep that green space, and that was, to me, what it needs to be. It needs to be kept as green space no matter what down the road. We got streams there, and they're already failing. Those streams are failing already down there. And we have a lot of stormwater runoff down there that's gonna be effective. I know we have watersheds there that pushes towards Ringgold that's coming your way for the water and, you know, for the infrastructure of the water. The watersheds is a big thing that we need to keep. And if we start messing with the land there in the future, we're gonna have some problems. But down the road, we're gonna have some problems if this thing is ever developed from the standpoint of homes being built there. And it's gonna be detrimental to the community. And as the leader of that community, I've listened to a lot of people in the last few weeks on this. And I'm asking you, from the bottom of my heart, deny this and keep this as green space so that we don't have to go down this road. And that's just what I'm asking you tonight. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Brandon James. So I would also like to speak against the annexation, and I would echo what Commissioner Stevens said. The public safety is an issue, particularly with the traffic there. But the public safety of the 41 Catoosa Parkway, that bridge intersection it can be dangerous, but it also really has a high potential to clog. And that lot right there would really serve as a hindrance, especially on the rare instances where the interstate shuts down and people start blocking up the entirety of 41 all the way through downtown Ringgold. Thankfully, those are rare, but they seem to be kind of kicking up in frequency. But also, I think that Commissioner Stevens' comment about the comprehensive plan is another consideration. I, for one, am not one of those that is against growth. I do think the priority needs to shift from attracting people to move here to making it very easy or easier over time for locals to expand, build more houses for their children, start up businesses, and so on. I'm not really that sure of if that property is being pursued or the interests of how that property is going to be used is a local initiative or if it's somebody from outside coming in. I'm not going to impute motives, but that's just maybe one consideration. And I do think that there is some issue, though I'm not as knowledgeable as Commissioner Stevens, with regards to the creek. They do swell up pretty big in a good rain. I can't imagine the effects of, you know, the water runoff systems if there was, because I think I remember initially it was going to be some commercial over there. I guess it's changed now to be A1, but even then, once it's annexed, pretty much it's, though maybe not now, it's in essence a blank check. It's A1 today, but it may not be tomorrow.
Anyone else here to speak on this item? All right, seeing none, I will close that public hearing and we'll move on to item 5, which is to take action on.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, come on back up.
Yeah.
Just kidding, I didn't adjourn. And just name and.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Shazwan Ali, 932 Lake Street, Dalton, Georgia. First of all, condolences on the passing of Mr. Haynes to both y'all and the Ringgold community. Second, yeah, I definitely understand and appreciate Councilman Stevens, Commissioner Stevens talking about just concerns that there are for potential for development. Again, today, just coming to annex into the city under the agricultural zoning. The other thing I know that the previous planning and development meeting that happened a few weeks back, I felt that was very positive. I was able to meet with everyone outside, and if weather permitting, I don't mind going outside again and answering all y'all's questions. I think the folks that were there, I was able to, not going to say there's still a lot of skepticism, but try to at least explain where we're coming from, you know, how the potential problems, how there's solutions that may even make things better than they are. When development does come to this property, you know, obviously it's not, stormwater is probably one of the biggest engineering tasks that are done as part of any development. So oftentimes you'll find that with stormwater management, you make the situation better than it even was pre-development. Of course, I mean, y'all already know all that, of course, but yeah, so again, just looking forward to working with y'all. Hopefully, if y'all accept our annexation, just working with the council, working with the City of Ringgold, and the really fantastic people that I feel are part of your city. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I'll adjourn the public hearing. Was there anyone else? Okay. Now moving on to taking action on that motion. I won't read it again. Yeah, I should, sorry. North Georgia Land Developers requesting 6 parcels to be annexed to the City of Ringgold to be zoned A1. Property is located at tax map 67, parcel 10, 11, and 12, and 8. Tax map 66, parcel 76A and 74A. How would the council like to proceed?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the annexation.
A motion to approve from Councilman Henderson. Do I have a second?
You know what, I'm gonna second it only because I understand, what the commissioners,
I have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor? I'm sorry. I have a motion second now. Sorry. Go ahead. No problem. Questions or comments? Sorry. I'm trying to be official, Miss Sarah.
all right, I didn't give you time, did I?
It's all right.
I know that we have been looking for smaller lots, smaller houses, we've been looking for places in Ringgold for people to live. I have gotten a call recently about, I wanna move into Ringgold and I can't even find a lot to build a house on. I can't find anything. So I know there's another side to some of this, as far as the Ringgold, but I believe that taking baby steps, if just because we allow this land to come into the city doesn't necessarily mean that we give up all control of what's gonna be there. No telling how many years it will take for it to happen. This is just one small step of holding this property as agriculture. You understand, we can make different decisions all along the way. We can put guardrails, we can say no, we can say this is not appropriate, we can say runoff is too bad, we can say erosion doesn't make it happen. This is not approving a development. It is not approving land disturbing. It is simply approving coming into the city. So a different body will be making some of those decisions, but I think the body right up here is very cognizant of what can go on down there and with the traffic and with the things that should be done. So I'm willing, I guess I'm saying that I am willing to second based on that one little baby step. I'm not telling you that I would be willing to say, yes, go fill that whole area with high density housing that would cause multiple problems. But we live in an area, and even though some of us would not have come from other areas, we live in an area where people value their property. And if we start saying, no, we don't want that, we want this, think about it. We can stop it anywhere along the way, but I'm not sure that we should take away a person's right to value, at least from this standpoint, their property. There could be problems down the road, and we still have many steps to go and abilities to stop all of that. And I think that to stop it at this point says, you bought that land, but I'm gonna tell you what you can do with it, and you can't do anything else with it. Or you can't have it as a holding, as an A1. I'm not saying that if you wanna do something else, there wouldn't be a lot of other problems. And at that point, I am very willing to say, absolutely not, because you are going to be creating a different problem for residents around it, for traffic that goes through there. But I don't think at this particular step, I am willing to say, it's your property, but you can't do anything else with it. And trust me, I have been involved in comprehensive plans for a long time, and they do change, and they can change back, and there can be restrictions, and there can be no's along the way. But just to say, we want this to be agricultural, I'm not sure we're at the step yet, and I understand why you would say, if we don't stop it now, we'll never stop it. Trust me, I am very willing to stop at any point that somebody wants to change this that's detrimental to any of that community and any of that area. But I think that it's too early.
Thank man. So I have probably the least experience up here. I like things simplistically handed. If you are going to annex into the city, I want to know why you are coming, and that I feel like we're seeing a trend of people, not just our city, other cities annexing in as one zone, and then it morphs and it changes. And this body isn't gonna be here forever. We don't know who's gonna be sitting up here 5 years from now. May not have the balance of people that are pro-growth and people that are like, okay, but let's kind of look at this, because what's this gonna look like 4 years from now? That's my biggest concern, is annexing and zoning, knowing that that's not what's going to stay, that it's going to be something different in a couple of years. That's my biggest concern about it.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. The challenge that I see with the information in front of me, which I think is, as has been said, there's speculation about what could go there. I have no idea what's going to go there, but with what I'm seeing here with just the annexation, I don't see personally that this annexation is in the best interest of the residents of Ringgold at the present time with the information that's in front of me. When the former bodies that allowed us to annex through the state legislature 41 Highway, which is making this possible, the focus was for commercial and industrial development in that corridor. We're changing a piece of property that was commercial to agricultural, which to me goes the diametric opposite of what that original intent was. And I was part of the body when that was done years ago. So that's my challenge. And of course, I understand what has been shared here, the concerns regarding the county folks who have a concern about what's going to happen with traffic and safety. And I have all the same concerns, but I also agree with Sarah. There is a sense that we can stop things. That's the one thing when it moves to this body, we have barriers that we can put up, and I totally respect the recommendation that the Planning and Zoning Committee made. I think they made a good decision to recommend to us to approve it, but I have problems going forward with that particular step myself.
Mr. Mayor, so I want to try to explain this in a different way. So in February, this body went down, and we sit in a room for, I bet, almost 12 hours talking about this thing. And when you heard it say, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? In the consent agenda on this piece of paper is acronyms like PUD, P-U-D, and an acronym like CH, and another acronym like ADU. These things mean that this body, and even if we're not on there, has control over what happens in that area. So this is not giving anyone control over what happens on that land. Now, this man owns that piece of land. That's his property. And he has the right to come before the City of Ringgold and ask for annexation. I am well aware, I drive a school bus out of Tiger Creek Elementary. So I am in the Keith area. I am well aware of the traffic and the tributaries and all the water issues that are in that area. I see it every day when I'm on the school bus. But this is July the 13th of 2026. And if I sit here and make a decision on what's happening right now, I am a disservice to the City of Ringgold, because I'm not looking out 5, 10, 15, 20 years out. This is about vision. We can want this to stay this way. When I was a little kid, where McDonald's and Hardee's, and that was hayfields. This is the truth. Change happens. We have to be able to manage the change. And we can't stop change. People are going to move here. Why wouldn't we want people to move here? I love this area, and people come through here and visit and love this area and move to this area. So we have an opportunity, and I've never met this gentleman. I lives in Dalton. I've never met him, but here's somebody that came up here and saw this opportunity, purchased it, sit down with families, I guess, and talked about, I don't know, but here's an opportunity, and we have stuff in place to control what happens to that area. It is not going to be, it's annexed in, and then this person can go build whatever he wants. It doesn't work that way. And please understand that. It works that way in this city. It works that way in the city of Fort Overthorpe. It works that way in the county, because the county has commissioners and they vote on stuff. The city of Fort Overthorpe has council people and they vote on it. And here we are with this opportunity to annex. I don't even know how many acres it is. Is it 200? How many acres is it?
I'm not sure.
120?
230, sorry, no.
It's 200 plus acres. Is it two?
It's 100.
100 plus acres, we have an opportunity to annex into the city. So I stand by my motion.
I would, thank you. A couple of things, and I'm only saying something just because I was on the council for 8 years. I never knew how to shut up. So now that I don't vote, but I want to say, I've now heard it from, hearing it from Commissioner Stevens, 3 people at the county that have said annexing this is anything other than keeping it like it is goes against the comprehensive plan. So you can't make a good decision if you have wrong information, and that is wrong information, just so you know. The acreage is coming in, it's about 120 acres. 97 of it on the comprehensive plan, approved, by the way, industrial. So approving it as agriculture actually lessens the density that can go there. That's number one. Number two, I know, I've been a realtor now for 4 or 5 years. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I figured it out, I guess. But I can tell you that property down there that he bought, I know was for sale when I started doing real estate in November 21, and it was for sale for years before that. So to the local, someone local could have purchased it and done something with it. Traffic would definitely be an issue, but I know that being a state and federal highway, because we're dealing with it in other places, GDOT will force probably more than is needed there for entrance, for egress and egress and ingress, yeah. And if approved, and this body says we leave it agriculture, and whatever plan comes down the road, whether it's to build a Mall of America or to build one house on there, the most that they can do density-wise as agriculture is 1 house per acre. On 120 acres, I've been down there on that land a couple of times. It would be cost prohibitive to only build about 100 houses down there because it's so daggone like this. So keep in mind those things. That would be my encouragement to the council. Is to understand those things exactly like Mr. Anderson said. And I think it's been well stated, but I wasn't gonna say anything, but I just want to clear up that the comprehensive plan did not, there's 2 parcels up on Catoosa Parkway that are rural neighborhood, is what there's on the comprehensive plan. That's generally designated like a house for every 2 or 3 acres, I think is the description here. Understand, for those of y'all that just came here for a painting and a plaque, you're like, what in the world are we talking about? But that's not a zoning, that's just a recommendation based on the comprehensive plan approved by city councils, North Georgia, all that kind of stuff. So
you're saying 97 out of 120 of those acres that
was approved.
that we are talking about tonight, 97 of that 120 some odd is zoned commercial.
No, it's not zoned. It's
zoned.
recommended development map by Northwest Georgia Regional Commission, county commissioners and cities. It's as industrial.
It's recommended, it's not zoned.
That's
Part of the plan.
yes.
What is the current zoning again?
I think it's some are agricultural. I think one is commercial, maybe. I think most of the ones.
I saw it wasn't all residentially zoned.
Right. I know that the
Some
piece
was
that's already
commercial.
annexed into the city across from Brown's Produce, that was annexed in, and I think that is commercial.
Correct.
That is zoned commercial currently.
And there's-
Like Councilman Frank said, that is zoned commercial already.
There's 2 very small parcels that are currently zoned commercial. The rest of it is ag.
Okay.
Are we legally allowed to ask why change the zoning of the entire property?
It's, I'm sorry, did you just say it's already ag?
The majority of it is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
But
we're,
not all of it.
Right.
yeah, we're not changing, yeah, but most of it, the big percentage of it is already ag. It's already ag.
We're just taking it into the city.
There's, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
I believe there's one of the parcels that we're talking about though that is, commercial, is it not?
One of them
Like
is
40 acres or something
100%,
like that.
yeah, there
Yes, I think
is.
one of them.
It's not all ag.
Yeah, I
No,
believe
it's
that's
not all
the
agricultural.
the parcel closest to 41, if I remember correctly.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any more questions, comments? Okay, all in favor? All opposed? That's, Councilman Henderson, Councilwoman, Clark, 4. Yeah, I'm going slow for you. Henderson and Clark, 4, yes. Sweeney and Franks, nay. And Kevin won't get the vote. I am voting yea.
Okay, your first time, and you have,
We've been saying you don't get a vote anymore, and now you do.
and there you go.
And I would like to say thank you for the clarification of, just like planning and zoning unanimously voted to approve this, it's just the gentleman that bought the property to bring it into the city as agriculture.
As agriculture, yes.
Nothing more. All the speculation of what's going down the road, nothing.
All the videos you've seen online and the AI videos are incorrect. Moving on, item 6, now for the